So this is of course just a little video inspired by Claire Smurfy Girly, and it's just fragrances that make us feel beautiful and pretty and what have you. Unconfident, isn't it really? But there are certain fragrances that are not necessarily big bold statement makers, or crazy fragrances that everyone loves or overly mass appealing, but to us personally they make us feel pretty and attractive, and it gives you that confidence that people will want to sniff you, people will be attracted to that smell maybe, and the nice easy ones to make us ourselves feel pretty to ourselves and confident and what have you. So yeah, it's just a quick little video along them lines, and of course it's all subjective, but these are the ones to me, and of course there are some big fragrances in there. Right, thanks folks. So to start off this little list of fragrances that make me feel beautiful, pretty, whatever, here's Nishani's 100 Silent Ways. I'm not going to go into loads of detail about it, but if you know the fragrance, it's this kind of beautiful, starts off a little bit peachy, tuberosy, vanilla-y, has this little it does remind me a little bit of Rolling in Love in stages, and also Black Opium, and it's not as, it doesn't go in the same directions as them. It's not as musky as Rolling in Love, and also it's not as dense or heavy or hefty as Black Opium. I think it's probably down to it's got similar note profile as well. It's got that gardenia, jasmine, that peachy feel, but yeah, it's like a beautiful, basically why this makes me feel beautiful and whatever, it's like a beautiful white linen veil, white linen, maybe nice shirt, open up, the sweetness from the peaches and that. Just imagine beautiful blossoms in the air, which there's not here, is there? But you know what I mean. It's just got this really kind of sensual neck nuzzly kind of thing, and I think when I wear this I feel clean, I feel bright, and I feel like someone's going to want to come up, kind of nuzzle you, want to sniff, put the nose behind your ear and give you little kisses and that kind of thing. It's a very inviting one, and it's the fruitiness and the tuberose. The tuberose, obviously, we know is a very sexy flower. It adds a bit of sweetness in there, but the way it mixes with the vanilla, actually, later on in the dry down, it's quite a cosy, almost gourmand, kind of enjoyable one. And I think if you wear this, you'll walk with that confidence. Not everyone's going to notice you, but then people who you let get close enough to you, they're going to feel this certain, I don't know, even weak at the knees a bit. It is one that I don't think anyone could hate, even if it's not for them. It's just a very sensual, like I say, white linen clothes, snuggling in the sunshine kind of fragrance. So that's Nishani's 100 Silent Ways. So yeah, continuing another fragrance that makes me feel pretty and beautiful. It's quite an obvious one really, isn't it? And that's Chanel's Coco Mademoiselle Intense. It is just a very classy fragrance, isn't it? It takes you back to the 1940s. It's got that, obviously, the patchouli. There's more vanilla in this one. Some kind of juicy fruitiness and the citruses. And obviously, if you know the Coco Mademoiselle DNA, it's that same thing, but a bit smoother and a bit, yeah, the vanilla and everything kind of smooths it out a bit more. It's a bit more of a fragrance. Don't get me wrong, I love the original. But anyway, it does kind of take you back to the 1940s, 30s, 20s, I'll be in a long tuxedo or tails, little bow tie. I'll be off out to the theatre or a dance hall for a little bebop and whatnot, and what went on then. Something perhaps with this much sweetness and depth would maybe have been a bit scandalous. There's nothing dirty in it or whatever, but it just kind of wraps you up in this. It's very likeable. It's not only beautiful in the sense it's quite delicate's not the right word, but you know what I mean. It's elegantly, it's not over the top, it's not in anyone's face, but it also has, it does have that bit of fun in it. The fruits are sweet and pleasant, and it makes you feel a classy, elegant, beautiful, as well as being quite alluring, and it's one people would want to come in and smell on you. And I do think I don't buy into the compliment factor, and that fragrances make us look more attractive. But I think the confidence this would give you and the way we kind of walk with it, it's definitely one of them that makes me feel beautiful. So that's Chanel's Coco Mademoiselle Intense. Another is Rolling in Love. You knew it was coming before we get started, from Kilian. But this one is a special one. It's not one that makes you stand out or kind of would draw people close to you unless they were close to you. So, it's not a booming one, but it's very pretty, and like I've said many times, it's love in a bottle. It's sensuality, it's passion, it's just the ambrette in it, and mixed with the other notes, which are quite beautiful. The ambrette is the master of this one, and this is one of them. I'm not saying I'm ever going to do this, but I think if I just wore this fragrance, and I mean only this fragrance, not even a fig leaf, then I'd feel confident in it. It is that your kind of skin, at a moment of passion and sensuality. It's got that sweetness, it's got that muskiness, it's just beautiful. And it's one of them, if you were naked, maybe a better way of describing it is, rather than roaming around the streets wearing this fragrance and only this fragrance, would be when you were in an intimate moment with a significant other maybe, or even just a one-off. You'd know that when they smell this on you, would they think you were gorgeous? Again, that's all whatever, poppycock. But I think they would be attracted to your smell. I think they'd want to get close to you, very close to you, and kind of, it's the sort of smell that's produced when two people are canoodling. You know what I mean? It is, but it's got that sweetness and that softness and that almost lactonic little touch that is like you've been wearing a perfume as well, and it's you've kind of rubbed off on each other, and it dries down into being more about just the musks, which is that moment when you are lay with that person on your chest and you feel happy and you feel tired and you need a cig, but you know what I mean, you feel content and you do feel like you're kind of special, beautiful if you like. And so that's Rolling in Love from Kilian. Another one that makes me feel beautiful, again I suppose it's kind of a predictable list from me, is Maison Violet's Poupe d'Automne, or Poupée d'Automne, whatever, Purple Autumn. Now it does have that vintage makeup violet iris powderiness about it, but what I want to say about this is, you got to think again, this is running similar to the others. This vintage kind of whatever, early 20th century kind of thing. Male actors, male dancers and what have you also wore makeup, I mean, fragrance is genderless, but say it makes me feel like an early 20th century star, big and booming and all that. They would have had these same smells about them. And I think this one is just a gorgeous one. Like I say, it's that violet iris. There's a bit of freshness actually running through this one. There's also a nice soft muskiness. And again, it makes you feel elegant. And there's something about violet, whoever wears it, Violet has this sweetness, and the powderiness from it is almost like a musk, isn't it? It really kind of draws people in, and it tickles your nose and makes you feel And I think that's the magic of violet. Yes, it can be sweet and it can be what have you, maybe a bit too much for some people. It obviously reminds us as well of Parma violets a little bit sometimes, doesn't it? But that doesn't make it bad. We all couldn't get enough of Parma violet sweets, could we? They were lovely. And this again just has that well-dressed, confident, smart thing about it, but also it beckons you in, isn't it? Again, quite Freudian. He talked nonsense, by the way, but of course it reminds us of our mothers and our grandmothers a little bit. But like I say, anyone could wear this, and anyone back in the day did wear makeup. I'm not going to get into this rant, but in fact makeup up until the 20th century and maybe a little bit earlier was something mainly worn by men, but we won't get into that. Anyway, it's just elegant, classy, and of course I feel beautiful in it. So that's Poupée d'Automne from Maison Violet. Now, of course, this runs through this list quite a lot as a common note. Obviously, I think flowers are kind of obviously going to be a big thing on this, but one particular flower, and that's tuberose, because it is the flower of passion, love, sensuality, sex, if you like, as well, isn't it? You hear them stories of women not being allowed to walk through the kind of tuberose fields at night because they would be too overcome, etc. And it does have that reputation as being quite a carnal flower, if you like, and it is. But one I've picked for that is kind of a beautiful one for a walk along the beach, wearing your white linens, feeling fresh and clean, etc. And that's Lilin from Kajal. Now this is one that's on my wish list that I will get eventually. But this is quite a unique tuberose because it's an aquatic tuberose. Not too aquatic, it's not too salty, it's not too much, doesn't make you want to be sick because it's so coastal, but it is like flowers along the side of a beach, you know, baking in the sun with that slight tropical hint of air. There's coconut in it. Is the ylang ylang? There might be ylang, yeah, but it's got that tropical feel with the tuberoses. But the tuberoses stand out. They're not taken over by these tropical notes. And again, it's just easy. It's beautiful. Say white linen, letting my hair down, flapping in the wind, kind of thing. It's just a very easygoing, beautiful fragrance. And again, because it's tuberose, has that ability to just suck you in and make you know you smell good. I mean, whether you love or hate tuberose, you know when people smell it, whether we smell it on somebody else or smell it on ourselves, it does draw you in. It is a very kind of gorgeous one. Now, is this going to fall on my head? No. Phew, look at all these trees. But yeah, going back to this, I know when I wear this I smell appealing, and with that freshness from that slight coastal thing, it makes it unique. It's not too heavy, it's not too voluptuous like a tuberose, it's not too in your face, but the breeze of it is the cleanness of it, even a little bit, if you like, just makes it just as appealing, like a sport tuberose. I can't believe I said that, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that's Lilin from Kajal. So yeah, that was just a quick video about fragrances that make me feel beautiful. Now, as you can see, this is a different day. This all went disastrously wrong, and the wind is crazy, so I apologise. But anyway, the point is, yeah, it's just about confidence, isn't it? And I think a fragrance can give you that confidence, can make you feel appealing, even, if you like, and feel attractive in yourself, and feel pretty, if you like, or beautiful. That has nothing to do with physical appearance or anything like that. It's just that feeling of being comfortable in your own skin and quite happy, isn't it? And people do kind of sense that on you. And I suppose, I'm not, you know me, and compliments, I think it's all nonsense, but it's more likely someone's going to go, you do smell nice, and You know, especially if you're confident with what you wear. What makes you beautiful or pretty is what suits you. There's no, you know, I won't go down the masculine, feminine nonsense and all that. It's just wear what you feel confident in and what makes you feel good. So yeah, that was just a quick little video. What about you? What makes you feel pretty, if you like, and confident and self-assured? Is there something you can wear and know it suits the way you look that day, it suits your outfit, suits your mood and that sort of thing? Right then, thanks folks, bye.